our way of seeing, really creates, really fabricates friends, enemies, dear ones, neutral people. It's in so many ways. Um, these categories are a fabrication of our minds. Haven't you noticed that actually someone who maybe at some point was in one category then becomes in turn, maybe they say something that upsets you, and then instead of being your dear person for a few days, they become your difficult person, and maybe resolve it and they become your benefactor again, or your dear friend, or just these categories are so um elastic, and how the same person can be our both perhaps benefactor, good friend, as well as our challenging, the person we have challenges with. Same with us. We can be our own, we can be in all these different categories. So these categories aren't really fixed. They are a way of seeing, a way of relating, a way of seeing another through our lens, through the lens of me, myself, and mine, how you make me feel today, or this month, or this year, or this decade. Um, and again, a particular person is neither challenging or neutral or dear just because of who they are, but how we see them. So there is really, this is one way where the practice of emptiness. Now, as I bring this word, please don't get scared, like, oh my God, now she's going to talk about emptiness and I don't know what the heck that is. And those are higher teachings. And relax. I already explained to you everything I was going to explain. So if you understood what I said, that's it. So this is one aspect of emptiness, voidness, co-fabrication, creation, the way that we see the world. It's really empty. It's really empty. It's not an inherent property of the people. It's just the way we see them. We make them. We relate to them in these ways. And these qualities, again, it's not inherent in the person. We fabricate it given the way that we see in a given moment. It depends on our way of seeing, and they're not inherent. So that's where one of the ways that the practice, the realization of emptiness, voidness, it's so elastic, it's so free, it's all so free. It's much less fixed than we take it to be. Actually, this practice of emptiness in this way brings so much freedom, so much ease. It brings freedom. Oh, yes, it's the way I'm seeing, it's the way I'm fabricating. So, given that it's my way of seeing, given that it's so malleable, well, why don't I malleate? Why don't I make it into? Why don't I see everyone as a friend? I have a choice. So what if I saw everybody as a friend? What would happen to my perception? What would happen to this world that I live in if everyone was a friend, if I saw everyone, if the way of seeing, the way of fabricating was a friendly one? How would my experience of being in this world operating, how would it shift and change? So with that as the preamble, I also want to give credit. This idea came up to share with you as I was listening to a beautiful talk by a favorite teacher of mine, Rob Burbea, who passed away last year. And this talk was entitled Love, Healing, and Emptiness. And it's from 2010. And I trust later Neil will look it up later and will share with you for anyone who might be interested. Again, the name is Love, Healing, and Emptiness. It's on Dharma Seed, and it's by Rob Burbea. So with all of that, and having given credit, given I'm an academic, so it's important to give credit where ideas come from. Well, it's important for everyone, but anyway, let's start our practice, our formal practice of guided meditation. So